I now have the enormous honor to introduce to you our guest commencement speaker, Beck Bennett. Beck Bennett is an actor, comedian, and writer who joined the cast of Saturday Night Live in 2013. During his 8 seasons on the show, he made a name for himself with memorable and hilarious impressions of Vladimir Putin, Mitch McConnell, and a host of other characters. Beck is also very familiar with the significance of this day for everyone in the room. He is a BFA acting graduate of this school and graduated on this very stage in 2007. In addition to his work on SNL, he has been seen in numerous films and television series, including Bill and Ted Face the Music, Brigsby Bear, Shrill, and many more. And as an accomplished voiceover actor, he has starred in works such as DuckTales, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Sing, and Angry Birds 2. That can be seen on the that can be seen on the television shows Killing It and I Think You Should Leave, and in the feature films Unfrosted and Run for the Money. Please join me in welcoming Beck Bennett.
Wow. Good morning, USC School of Dramatic Arts class of 2023. I'd like to thank all the faculty, the parents, the staff, Dean Roxworthy, and the students for having me here today. You did it. Yeah, you're graduating. Congratulations to all you brilliant, talented, beautiful, promising young graduates. I feel so honored to be here on such an important day that celebrates you and all your hard work as you go out into the world on your own for the first time outside of an educational institution. It's so nice to be in this theater again. The last time I was here, I was speaking on behalf of the BFA class of 2007. I walked up here with a balloon, held it, looked at everyone, let it go, and then said something like, "Know what I mean?" No, man, nobody knew what I was, what? No, I didn't even know what I was talking about. I bet Natsuko Hama was like, huh. And Brent Blair was all like, oh, oh, uh-huh. Yeah. And then I went on to say something like, congratulations on your graduation and your acceptance to the School of Hard Knocks. What are you talking about, brother? Never lived outside of a school in my life. Despite shuddering at the not-so-distant memory of my last graduation speech, here I am again 16 years later. And as all of you know, I was not the first choice for today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Number two. I was asked 2 weeks ago to replace Wayne Brady, who was supposed to be your commencement speaker. So I can finally say, I was supposed to be Wayne Brady. But I'm Beck Bennett, your commencement speaker. When Dean Roxworthy asked me to speak, I really wasn't sure if I would because I didn't know if I actually had something of value to say to you on this important day. And truthfully, it would have been so much easier for me to say no. 2 weeks notice, replacing Wayne B. Balloon thing, School of Hard Knocks, not the first choice. Me, a guy who refers to himself as the B-Man, no thanks. That's a huge pass from the B-Man. The situation did not scream success. But I took some time to write down some of my thoughts to see what wisdom, if any, I had to impart. And after doing so, I felt like I had to, because if I didn't, I realized that if I didn't come here to you today, I wouldn't be taking my own advice, which I'm going to tell you right now, which is to eat shit. Eat shit. Thank you. Or rather, go out into the world and at least risk eating as much shit as you can fit into your mouth. Look, work as hard as you can and use your best judgment to figure out what works best for you. Obviously, you're not going to want to eat shit, but my friends, you're going to regardless. So you might as well get good at it, find a way to enjoy it, and get something out of it. Gobble it up. Yum, 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 graduates. Learn to appreciate the texture and the taste. Learn to cook with it. Caramelize, blanch, braise, simmer, saute, puree, and flambe. Make a quiche, custard, a delicious soup or stew. As the saying goes, give a person a fish and they'll eat for a day, but give that same person a rigorous diet of eating shit and they will never be hungry again. I'd like to take this moment to again thank all the incredible parents and family members for being here. Your love and support means the world to me. Look, what I really mean to say is go out into the world and embrace failure, but this is a graduation speech and everything's been said before, so all I can do is try to say it in a way that you'll remember. To me, being willing to eat shit means putting yourself in risky, uncomfortable situations you think you may not be prepared for or qualified for with people you're intimidated by, that ask more of you than you might be able to ask of yourself on your own. Like what I'm doing here today. You're the future. You intimidate me. These professors still intimidate me. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to curse in this thing, and if I thought I could give a great graduation speech when Dean Roxworthy asked me, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be sitting at home. I'm here today because I've met some of the requirements of what it looks like to be successful in this industry. Like starring in a sketch on SNL opposite Oscar winner Natalie Portman, where I portrayed an alien whose mouth is his butt and butt is his mouth. Or playing a shirtless Vladimir Putin, who now almost certainly has me on a list of first Americans to kill, or even worse, hang out with. But like most people in my position, I'll tell you, whatever success there appears to be was built on a huge mound of eating shit. When I first showed up here at USC, like a lot of you, I was a long way from home. I didn't know how to fit in with any aspect of college. I didn't get cast in any plays, and I felt so out of place and so uncomfortable. And then I got accepted into the campus comedy group, Cometus Interruptus. Yeah, yes. Which was great, but I wasn't that good at improv. I really wasn't. Most of the people in the group were funnier and smarter than me, but I stuck with it, failed constantly, and got a little better. Then when I graduated in 2007, I was determined to be a serious actor. I wasn't gonna sell out and do commercials. After months of failing at auditions, I was begging for the chance to even audition for a commercial. I was also making internet videos and performing live with my sketch comedy group, Good Neighbor, who I met here while in Cometus Interruptus. I was doing that because I loved it and we felt like we had something that worked, but also because I wasn't getting any other opportunities. I wasn't getting any jobs. It was really the only option. We ended up getting a job making videos for a YouTube studio where we had to start our own individual channels and make our own videos if we wanted to get paid. I had always made stuff with the comfort of my group, and putting videos out by myself was extremely uncomfortable and embarrassing and scary, and I did not want to do it, but I had to pay rent. And one of those videos that I made eventually led to an AT&T commercial campaign where I spoke to kids, and it was almost completely improvised. All of this, my plan not working out and going with what happened instead and doing what was uncomfortable, what I didn't want to do, helped lead to then a live showcase for SNL at a comedy theater in LA, which was another incredibly uncomfortable experience. I had to do 5 minutes of characters and impressions, which I had never really done before. So I tried my material at open mics, and it did not work. I was bombing completely. So I had a week, and I came up with new characters because my goal wasn't to get on SNL at this point. It was to save myself from extreme embarrassment in front of my peers. But then I got the show, and I never struggled or felt bad ever again in my life. It was perfect. No. SNL is just a big shit buffet, and Lorne Michaels is the head chef. It is a constant barrage of failure, and I learned more than I could have ever imagined. My shit eating continues to this day. 2 years after I decided to leave SNL to start a family and pursue other career options and work on other projects. The family part has been great. No, I'm kidding. Talk about eating shit. I've had so many stomach viruses from most likely literally eating my son's shit. Just a little tip. If a new parent tells you they got a weird 24-hour bug, they probably just chow down on their little kid's doo-doo. I could say the same for my career post-SNL. It's not going as planned, at least not yet. We'll see, who knows. But the difference is, that I'm finally at a place in my life where I know that the plan doesn't work out, but instead something better happens. Your idea of yourself and success and what it looks like is about to collide with the real world and point you in the right direction, a direction you weren't able to plan for. It might be adversity that makes you work harder, try different tactics, or start making things with your friends in this room. Or it could be adversity or even an unexpected success that tells you that something wasn't right and you want to go in a totally different direction than you planned for altogether. And that's not just okay, that's great. That's what's supposed to happen. But it's up to you to decide how you respond to how the world responds to you. Whatever you decide to do, just know and remember that it's going to be uncomfortable. And that's okay. I constantly have to remind myself to take this advice because it's still uncomfortable. It still feels awful. I don't like it. Again, I had an idea of what success might look like these past 2 years, and I haven't met that. But instead of agonizing over something I want but don't have, I'm able to work with what I have, see its value, and use it, and learn from it, and keep going. And I'm a lot happier for it. And that's... And that's really why I'm telling you to embrace your failure. Not even because it could help lead to success, but because if you're able to welcome it as a necessary part of your life that will always be there, maybe you won't be afraid of it, and maybe you'll be able to relax a little and take some comfort in knowing that during those moments of discomfort, when you're frustrated, angry, embarrassed, scared, excuse me, I'm crying at my own words, that you're not alone. It's natural, and maybe knowing that will help you bounce back a little quicker so you can get back to loving and celebrating yourself for who you are instead of who you think you should be. We all know our field is competitive. We all know our field is competitive and filled with rejection, and there's an idea of making it, which is so stressful. And if you think that way, it never goes away no matter what you achieve. There is no making it. You already have. As best you can, continue to put yourself out there and learn from your experiences. And do it with your peers here in this room. Encourage each other, challenge each other, work with each other. I did. It's the main reason why I'm standing here today. Listen to how the world responds to you and be curious about who you are. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but that's okay. They'll present themselves to you as you go along the way and put yourself out there. Just try to be open to the surprises that come along the way. Because if you're able to embrace eating shit, maybe you'll be a little less afraid of your failure and instead see the value in it. Experience that leads to knowledge, material for the future, and trust that your discomfort can come back around, make you stronger, and help you out down the road. So, I can't believe I'm doing this. Know what I mean? Congratulations, class of 2023. Welcome to the School of Hard Knocks. They'll be serving shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so grab a fork and dig in. Now relax and enjoy it. You're going to be great.
Got it, boy, Beck.